Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Finally, another press car. I don't think I've had a press car for 7 to 8 months, and the last one of course was the Ford Fiesta given to the guys by Ford. Now, this car is a little bit different because A, it's an Audi, B, it's bright red, and C, it's very fast. And actually, this is the most expensive press car that PocketRockets has ever had. So really big thanks to Audi for allowing us the privilege to have this for a week to test. And of course, the time I'm filming this, from yesterday for a week, we had boiling hot sunshine, and the day that I actually come out to film for the first time, it starts raining. So in true English fashion, I'm going to continue because I'm used to the rain. We all are. So yeah, here is the Audi S5 Sportback. Now, I'm not too familiar with this car because, yeah, it's a little bit different to what I usually film on a channel. But thankfully, I own a 335D, well, my missus does, and it's a great comparison because this has the same layout of engine. Yes, be it this is a lot faster. So it's going to be a really interesting time to have with this car, to experience what it's like with an Audi instead of a BMW. But for this video, I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to go for a drive and do a first impression, first drive of this very car, just to get a feel for what it's like and talk to you guys about the certain stuff that's on this car. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, I did this with the Fiesta and it actually got a really good reception. Of course, it's a really natural way of doing things. I don't have to read a script or do certain things to make the video. I just jump in the car, video, and there we go. So without further ado, let's get into the car and go for a drive. And of course, ignore me wearing shorts. I thought it was going to be hot today. You don't usually see me in shorts with my cotton buds out, but hey, that's what it is. So yeah, let's jump in the Audi and go for a drive. So guys, after filming that intro, I thought, well, I'm feeling a little bit peckish. So instead of doing a normal driving while I'm talking and getting distracted, I thought I'd go to McDonald's and do a mukbang type video, which is a first for me. And excuse me if I have really bad eating habits. So yeah, before I get started, you're going to probably want to know what I got. So I've got the old barbecue sauce, got a cheeseburger, and I've got 5 chicken selects with some large chips and a Coke Zero. I didn't want to get a burger because that was going to probably be even more humiliating. So I'm going to start with my chips first. So yeah, let's talk about the Audi, my first impressions. So yeah, I'm quite new to all this because usually I usually test drive hot hatches and stuff, so I'm a bit out of my comfort zone when it comes to saloon type cars. I'm going to put the seat back. I could actually get myself a massage as well. Eat while massage. Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, it's a good shout. There you go. So I'm currently getting massage while eating some chips. So yeah, enough of that. So yeah, yeah, I don't usually review saloon type cars, so it's quite new to me. But obviously, me owning the 335D, well, it being my missus's anyway, it at least gives me a good comparison to what the BMW's like in comparison to this, or what this is like in comparison to the BMW. So, because I've only driven this car today only, and I got it delivered yesterday, I'm still learning what the car's like to drive, but there is a big difference over the two cars. Mainly the way the car goes around corners. I already kind of knew that when Aaron let me have a passenger go in the S4 Touring when we did the comparison video together. And yeah, you could tell that through corners you could push the car Audi so much more than the BMW. And it is definitely likewise with this. So you're probably going to want to know price of this car. And when Audi told me I was getting it, that was the first thing I wanted to know, is how much the car was. So this very car base is £50,930. I've got the price sheet in front of me. So yeah, that's for basically you buying an S5, which is never going to be the outcome when you actually, if you were to buy an S5, you're obviously going to put options on it. So the exterior colour is a metallic colour called Tango Red. It's quite common on the Audi fleet, press fleet. Really nice colour, especially for me because I'm not really a big fan of red cars. So when seeing this in the flesh, especially the S4 as well, it was really, really nice. So that is 675 big ones. Now it's actually quite cheap for metallic paint. The colour I would probably have is the Simona Green, which is a car colour that I drove on an RS6 on SMMT last year, September. It's mad to think that. I'd say compare it to a British racing green colour. That's probably what I'll compare it to. Really nice. From memory, the paint's quite glittery as well, or it gives off a glittery effect. Really nice, really, really nice. I'd recommend that. And it probably cost about £2,000 from memory. God knows, because it's an individual colour. And then the interior is called Fine Black Napa Leather with S embossed logos on the front seat. So pretty self-explanatory. I'm sitting in the seats now, you can see them for yourself. So yeah, and I must say that these seats are absolutely mega. Forgetting the fact that they can massage you, they are really, really comfortable, especially for longer journeys. You really do need that. For me, interior is really important because when you're driving a car, you're living in it. So you want something that's refreshing. All the controls are where you want them to be. There's not like a center console with buttons everywhere like the old Porsches and the Panameras and stuff. It's just stupid. Whereas this is actually not as many buttons as I thought there was going to be, and they're all easy to find, and they've all been designed for purpose. So volume control, even the blind spot in the actual mirrors, they designed it in the cover instead of just in the mirror like what some other manufacturers do. So everything's been really thought out. So yeah, these seats are actually standard to the S range. Oh, about to drop that. Usually in the like the A5, for example, if you wanted sport seats, you have to pay extra for them. But in the S5, you don't have to. Should think so too. Weird one. So this car's actually a diesel, believe it or not, and I actually forgot, even though I knew it when we drove the S4 with Aaron and did that video. How do I feel about a fast performance Audi being a diesel? I actually quite like it, to be fair. I'm a big fan of the big 3-litre diesel engines, especially this one, but more so in the BMW because I've lived with it for so long. Yeah, so it being a diesel engine, you need AdBlue. AdBlue, for your context, is pig urine, or a mixture of pig urine and something else. That basically brings emissions down on diesel cars, and it must be compliable for Euro 6 cars, which this is. So yeah, you obviously need an AdBlue tank, and it's usually found by the diesel pump. Obviously, you have to fill them up separately, but you get what I mean. In this, you actually have to pay £60 for a 24-litre tank. I'm not sure whether that's a standard 24-litre tank or it's an upgrade from, say, 12 litres. I can't imagine that. So it's very cheeky of Audi to be charging that. But anyway, on to the juicy stuff. So on the spec list, this actually has, it says Quattro with sport differentials. I think what that means is you still get the Quattro system standard, but with the option extra you get sport differentials as an option. To be fair, I've never driven an S5 in general, so whether to know the sport differentials do anything noticeable to how the car handles, I don't know. But in hindsight, really, it's only £1,400. So a limited slip diff on my Civic, for example, was about £600-700. So I'd imagine this has 2 differentials for the front and back. So in hindsight, it's actually not too badly priced, in all things considering. It has front and rear view cameras. So now these are pretty cool. So I quite like technology. Not like the safety stuff, but like technology, like the infotainment side and like the dashboard that you've got in here. I all like that stuff. It's really nice, quite modern. So yeah, I quite like all the technology side of things. I don't know why, but my GoPro always decides to shut off after like 10 minutes. Really annoying. So yeah, front and rear cameras. So pretty self-explanatory. You've got a camera on the front of the car, believe it or not, and on the rear. And it's also got 360 capability. So when you're parking a car, you can see the whole view of the car, and I really do like it. It's quite handy to have. Of course, you should know how to drive, so do you really need it? Nah, you can argue, no you don't, but in a car like this, you're better off having it. And again, it's only £1,100, so yeah, not too bad. The next option that I could take or leave is the heads-up display. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, once I have a heads-up display, I can never go to a car without it. For me, that's not the case. Yes, I understand that the heads-up display's got your eye vision to the screen, which of course is theoretically more safer, but cars have had dashboards for a longer time than heads-up displays have been around, so yeah, I think it's a little bit more of a gimmick than anything, especially in the Audis now with all the virtual cockpits. You get more than enough information and it's quite intuitive. You don't need a magnifying glass to see it. It's all pretty clear. So yeah, £1,000 for that, yeah, I'd do without that. Get the Matrix LED headlights. So these are like Audi's flagship LED headlights, and they're £875. And personally, if you're doing a lot of night driving, I would recommend them. They're pretty much like market leading lights on any car. They are crazy. And they've actually got hints of blue in the light. I assume that's to do with the LED itself. But yeah, for a light upgrade, £870 actually isn't too bad. But of course, if you're like me, you can get carried away with options and then end up having a heart attack. Short brief, this car's got 20 grand of options on it. Yeah, mad. And then you've got all the generic storage stuff. One that brings my eyes to my attention, if that made any sense, is sport suspension with damping control. So on the BMW, people raved about, oh, you must get adaptive suspension, it makes a big difference. To me, I drove one with and without, and it made a difference, but a noticeable difference? No, not really. In this, because I haven't really driven one without it, can't really comment. But for, how much is it? £1,000 again, would you do it? Yeah, probably, because something like this, you're not going to be modifying, putting coilovers or whatever on it. So yeah, how you want it is how you get it. It's got, of course, 20-inch wheels, optional extra wheels. I really like these wheels. They've got Audi Sport printed around them. Really nice, sets the car off really well. But they are a whopping £2,400, which is crazy. But they are made of titanium, so very light. So yeah, very nice. And then lastly, you've got things like the pano roof, which, yeah, again, I'll take it or leave it in the UK, because a pano roof's only as good as if you've got the weather for it. And although the last 2 weeks have been absolutely mental with like 35-degree heat, it's something that you're paying, how much are you paying for it on here? £1,000 for, £1,400 either one. Is it worth it? Though it does let in really good light, especially with all this black headlining. It does really it does make a difference. And then lastly, you got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which, not here in a standard Audi system, I could probably take it or leave it. I still prefer the Harman Kardon over it, just because jumping into the car, you can feel it. You can hit. It's just got a better sound. That's the easiest way to say it. I would play music now, but I'll probably get demonetized, even though my channel doesn't get monetized yet, which you can help by subscribing. Get me to 1,000 subscribers and I can start monetizing and earning 10p a video. And yeah, apart from that, the grand total of this car is £69,310. Yep. Luckily I wasn't eating then. And if you think about it, yeah, it's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's too bad. Could I afford it? Hell no. But there's a lot of people can, and they're very lucky. And yeah, all things considering, if you look at an alternative like a Porsche Panamera, a Panamera 4, bearing in mind they don't make diesel Panameras anymore. I don't think they do any diesel Porsches anymore now. A base one of them is like 20 grand more. And if you think Audi options lists are bad, Porsches are on another level. It's like a competition between all of them. So yeah, enough of options and stuff. How is it like to drive? My first impressions of it. I'm very impressed. As I said, when I was in the S4 with Aaron, of course didn't get to drive it at the time, you could feel the car had so much capability through corners. Even though this is a big car, this weighs 1,800 kilos. It's like 200 kilos heavier than my missus's 335D. And that's mad. But yeah, how it goes around corners was mind blowing. And then of course you've got the 3 litre V6 diesel engine. And of course Audi have now added in an electric motor into the turbo compressor, just to make it even more ludicrous. Yeah. And on top of that, for emissions and EU regs and all that rubbish, they've put in a 48 volt mild hybrid system in the boot, which you don't notice at all. If you bought this car not knowing that, you would never know it unless you got told. So yeah, all stuff that manufacturers unfortunately have to get around, and yeah, in some respects that penalises the motorist in terms of when they want to buy it. So like the Suzuki Swift Sport, they've stopped the normal car, making the normal car and turned it into a mild hybrid version. God, it's a bit warm in here. And that's caused it now to be, I think, is that £4.5 grand more, and it's slower. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if you can hear that. It's some like bird or peacock. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a shame really, because manufacturers are obviously getting around it somehow. But then it's, at the end result, it's affecting us who wants to buy the car. So yeah, on to the chicken selects now. I'm sorry if it's disturbing you watching me eat. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different, because everyone just drives around cars talking about them. So I thought, hey, you know what, actually I'm hungry, and I thought, well, I've got a video to film, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah. Interior. Yeah, I'll speak about interior since we're in it. There's a catchphrase along the lines of Audi know how to make interiors, and yeah, they continue to blow everyone's minds, including mine. Carbon fibre everywhere. Lovely hugging seats. Nice and airy, as I said, not too many buttons, plastered everywhere. Yeah. What more could a man want? And there's a topic of, yeah, when Audi started initially saying that they're going to be putting diesel engines in their like S range, everyone was going, oh no, you can't do that, blah, 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 diesel's fuel to Satan, blah, blah, blah. To me, does that bother me? No, I actually like it, because it gives the consumer the choice of whether they want a really nice petrol engine car like the RS6 in this instance, or they want something that's a bit more all-round and they can use on a daily basis that won't hurt them too much on the pocket. Then they can get the S6. And both have got plenty of poke. It's not like this has got, I mean, obviously in terms of on paper, it's, I think, probably 100 brake horsepower down, but in terms of torque,
this could probably still give an RS6 a run for its money off the line, really can. And speaking of that, sorry, this does apparently 0 to 62 in 4.9 seconds, and now I've already filmed a gone in 0 to 60 video, so that'll be up either already or coming soon. So either way, you can click in the top right hand or that way to find out how I do in getting this from 0 to 60. See, mine's called gone in 0 to 60, but I do it in 0 to 62 because I think it matches with kilometres per hour as well. But to keep things simple, I do it at 0 to 60. I did get kicked in the bollocks with the BMW, but hey, it sounds better when you say gone in 0 to 60 than gone in 0 to 62. It just doesn't sound right. What else can I talk about? The thing is, because I'm so new to this sort of car, I feel that I'm always missing something. Don't know. Oh, I think that's it. I really do. It's probably a good thing I can't think of anything else because I've got lots of food to eat still and it's going to go all cold. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Well, I hope so. So watching me eat and talk nonsense about a car. Be sure to like and subscribe. As I said about monetization earlier, YouTube have changed their rules, so you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can start monetizing your channel. So you guys can be a great help, do a good deed of the day, and help support your boy over here. Be able to afford more McDonalds. So yeah, if you've got any questions about the S5 that I may have not covered, but you want them answered, please leave them in the comments and I will answer them. I've done all the like and subscribe stuff. Comment as well, just in general. If you haven't got anything to ask about the S5, comment in general. Tell me what you think of the video, what you'd like to see in the future. If you'd like to see me do more mukbang type videos, whether you'd like to see me and Aaron do a mukbang on Car Chatters. Of course, me and myself and Aaron from Car Obsession film a podcast called Car Chatters, which we haven't done in a while. And our last guest was Rory Reid. Can you believe that? Rory Reid from Top Gear, now on Auto Trader. So yeah, please give me some feedback. And of course, as you know, on all my videos, anyone that comments, I reply to them. That's just part of me. I like doing it. Try and do something different to all the other people that do automotive content creating. So yeah, as I said, hope you liked this video. A full-blown video review will be coming of this car in the next few days. Of course, it's going to take me a bit longer to edit it, but it'll be getting done. So yeah, again, big thanks to Audi. Cheers to them for allowing me this absolute weapon for the week. I am truly blessed. And of course, I've got the full Puma next week. Yeah, it's mental to be me at the minute, really is. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, stay safe as always, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.